Stanley's Big Day. Here you go, Edward. Thank you, Stanley. I'll be off now. See you later. Stanley is a white tank engine who mainly shunts around the yard. He takes pride in his jobs, and he has many of them. Sometimes he pulls freight trains. And sometimes he pulls passenger trains. One night, Stanley rolled into the sheds. He didn't look so happy. "What's up with you, little feller?" said Hank. "Oh, it's just that it seems like everybody has had an awesome story to tell. Philip rescued James from the bridge. Renee saved a train from a storm. Duke saved Sir Handel from falling. And not to mention all the awesome adventures Thomas has been on. And you constantly tell me stories about your home in America. Why haven't I had an adventure? It seems like everybody else has." "Well, I'd say that the people around you seem to have their heads screwed on right. They don't take too many risks and try to be stupid." "But I've been on this railway for about 13 years. You'd think I've had some story to tell, but no, I've got nothing." "Well, if you were to ask me, I'd say fate just hadn't chose you yet. I'm pretty sure you'll have your time soon." You really think so?" "Boy, I'm speaking from experience. I know so." And with that, Hank puffed into the shed. Stanley smiled at the thought of an adventure, and he backed into the shed and went to sleep. The next day, he was sitting in a siding after shunting at a station. Then suddenly, Dennis rolled by very fast. "Where's his brake van?" wondered Stanley. Dennis was running late, and he wanted to get his job done fast. He went under the bridge and went around the bend. And then he started to climb Gordon's Hill. Dennis's motor was faulty that day, and he started going slower until he stopped altogether, and his engine gave a dying cough. He didn't think anything of it until he started rolling down the hill at a very high speed. The trucks were dragging him down the hill, and his brakes weren't working. Stanley heard Dennis coming down. "Stanley, help!" cried Dennis. He was trying to apply his brakes, but they weren't working against the heavy tankers. Stanley rolled out of the siding and onto the main line. Dennis and the tankers smashed in the back of Stanley. He tried to apply his brakes to stop the heavy tankers, but they weren't working. Up ahead, he saw the points were set against him. "That'll stop me," said Stanley. He ran full speed into the points, knocking him off the track. "Goodness, I've finally stopped you." One of the tankers had fallen onto its side after bashing into the back of Stanley, knocking him off the rails. "Thank you for stopping me, Stanley. I didn't know what I would have done. I could have hurt somebody. I imagine it's off to the works for you." That night, Hank was settling in. He was waiting for Stanley to come back. But to his surprise, it wasn't Stanley who came back. It was Edward. "Eddie, what are you doing here? Where's Stanley?" "Oh, well, I guess you could say he's had a bit of an adventure today. He is currently at the works right now." "Well, I guess he has had an adventure. Come on in and tell me about it, Eddie." And with that, Edward backed into the shed and started telling Hank about what happened to Stanley. After Edward was done telling the story, he puffed back to his home at Tidmouth Sheds. Hank backed into the sheds for another night of sleep. Sounds like Stanley had a nice day. I think he deserved his adventure. Don't you?